So, what is a classic narcissist move that we can learn to avoid? How can we empower ourselves so that we are not getting damaged in an unhealthy or toxic relationship? Let's take a look. This tactic can be so subtle and it can happen so often that we have absolutely normalized it and we just feel like, well, this is part of the relationship and we are completely unaware of what's happening. So, becoming aware really is the first step. And it's when you're talking to somebody, and this relationship can be parent-child relationship, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a coworker. This is not just restricted to one type of relationship. So let's take a look at what happens during a dialogue, during a conversation. And I'm talking about specifically when you bring up an issue of something that was hurtful to you, okay? So let's say this person said something that was hurtful to you, or they did something, maybe they weren't there for you when you really needed them, something that caused pain for you. So you just calmly bring it up and you're not doing it in anger and you're not doing it full of emotion or anything like that. You're just saying, hey, listen, I just wanted to bring this to your attention when you said this, when you did that, when you weren't there for me, it was hurtful to me and I want to have a healthy relationship. So let's work on this together, okay? What you're really looking for is the response of this person. So in a healthy relationship, a great response would be, oh, I didn't realize that was hurtful to you. I am so sorry. That is not my intention. I don't want to hurt you. I will do what it takes to make it right, and I will work to make it better in the future. Or, as soon as I said that, I realized it was wrong and I'm so sorry, or I got too busy, but you're right. You should be a priority. And I want to do better in the future, and I acknowledge it. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Like very, very simple. Like what you're looking for in a healthy relationship is acknowledgement that what they did was wrong, it was hurtful to you, owning that they are the ones who did it, and then doing what it takes to make it right. How can I make it right? I want to work to do better in the future. So the unhealthy response would be very, very different. It would be, I didn't do that. Where there's like some gaslighting coming in, or I don't know what you're talking about, or why are you reacting this way, or why do you always get so emotional, or why do you nitpick at everything I do, or basically what it's doing is it's taking any and all responsibility off of their shoulders, not allowing them to sit and feel like, okay, what I did was wrong. No. It's all on you and it's all your fault. Or it's because of other extenuating circumstances, because this happened. I had a rough day at work or whatever. You can fill in the blank. But the basic underlying theme is they do not take ownership for what they did as being wrong or hurtful. That's what you're looking for. That's kind of like the danger zone. If the general theme is they're justifying their action, saying, well, it's because of this, it's because of that, that's not true ownership. That's still putting the blame on something else. If they minimize their action, say, well, it's not a big deal. Why are you always blowing things out of proportion? Or you always take things the wrong way. So that's in sense putting the blame on you. That's a super subtle manipulation tactic that you really have to look out for. Why are you always taking things the wrong way? Why are you so emotional? Okay. And there's no ownership in that statement. There's justifying, there's minimizing, and then there's blaming it on you, turning the tables. Well, you know why I did that, right? It's because of you, because you did this to me and you did that to me. Unfortunately, usually this type of person is a very good log keeper and they remember any and every little thing that you've ever done that they could possibly turn into ammo for conversations like this. And the whole purpose is to make them feel like they're on top and you're underneath, that they're winning and you're losing. In the table turning thing, a lot of times what ends up happening, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me, is that the person who originally brought up the hurtful issue that wanted to be dealt with in a healthy way, they end up apologizing in the end for something that's completely unrelated to what they even brought up. It could have happened days ago or years ago. But the point is that the person that you wanted to have good relationship with, so you brought that issue up, they never ever took ownership for it. They totally distracted and caused this diversion. And now the spotlight's on you. Now you're in the hot seat and you're the one who really is on trial here. This is such a frustrating place to be in. So please, if you have been here, please acknowledge and start to learn and pick up on the tactics that narcissists can do, that toxic people can do, of basically turning the tables so that they never have to take ownership for their own poor choices. So if I could challenge you today, it would be, number one, pick up on whenever a person that you're in a relationship is doing this, so that you can immediately nip it in the bud. Number two, don't take responsibility for other people's bad actions. How they respond is not on you. Even if you did something that was harmful to them and then they go out and do something really terrible, that was their choice to make a really bad choice. That was their choice to go out and do something damaging. That was not your decision. You can take ownership for your part, but do not take ownership for their response. That was their choice. Allow them to own that. And then number three would be really to keep the topic at hand. So if you're bringing up an issue in a respectful, calm way, and you're saying, this is what was hurtful to me, and then that person brings up every other thing under the sun to try to distract and absolutely not have the mirror put up in front of their face. They're terrified of what they're going to see. So instead, no, it's you, no, it's that, it's work. It's because this happened in my past, this happened in my childhood, this happened in my previous marriage. Like, you fill in the blank. There's so many things that people can blame poor choices on. But in the end, allow that person to take ownership. If you really care about this person, if you really care about having a healthy relationship with them, then you'll want them to take ownership for their stuff and you take ownership for your stuff. And if you're both doing that, then that absolutely can lead towards a healthy relationship. But if one party can never, ever be wrong, this is a classic narcissist move. If one party can never be wrong and it's always somebody or something else's fault, that is your warning sign that you're looking for. The unfortunate thing is we cannot change the other person, but what we can do is we can do the right actions for ourselves. We can only take ownership for our own stuff. If we do anything that's damaging, we can own that. We can draw a healthy boundary line and not take ownership for what they do that's bad and toxic. And we can stay calm, be respectful, and expect that same respect in return. When we are calm and we're not flying off the handle and we're not losing control, a person has a lot less way to accuse us. A person can be much more receptive whenever it's said in a calm manner. And honestly, it just shows that you're having dignity in the situation. I hope today's topic was really helpful for you. I hope you got some good pointers out of this. If you'd like to see movement in this area and you need a little bit extra help, you're always welcome to check out my coaching website by clicking on the link in the description below. Let's move forward together. There's no need to stay in a toxic environment. There's always things that we can do to get into a better situation. So have an amazing day, guys.